staff, petitioners, and citizens to the May 10th Mishawaka Plan Commission meeting. I'll start with introductions. To my left, we have the city planner, Derek Spear. We have our legal counsel, David Bent. In the back of the room, we have our executive director, Ken Prince. To my right, we have Shad Annis, the associate planner. Next to Shad is Krista Hill, senior planner. And then Carrie Myers, our administrative planner. Carrie Myers, will you please call roll?
Chris Chamrose.
Here.
Murray Wynn.
Here.
Woody Emmons.
Here.
Chris Nabalski. Sam Cressy.
Here.
Nick Triola.
Here.
Chris Torty.
Here.
Dale Freeman. Kathleen White-Gaddich.
Here.
Thank you. The rules of procedure are up on the screen to my left. First, we'll have a presentation by the petitioner. For each item, we will ask those participating in the room to speak first, followed by those participating online. For those who wish to speak in favor of the request are next. And then those who wish to speak against the request will come up. If you have general questions and you don't know whether you're speaking for or against, I suggest you come up during the against the request. Then we'll accumulate all the questions for the right of rebuttal by the petitioner. Then we'll close the public hearing, and when I do close the public hearing, it closes the conversation to only the zoning board members. And then we'll have a commission discussion and a commission vote. The previous minutes were distributed from last month. You all had a chance to look that over. Were there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the previous minutes pass. Is there a conflict of interest on any of the items in the hearings tonight by any of these zoning board members? Or not zoning board, I'm at the wrong meeting. Plan Commission. Hearing none, no conflict of interest. This brings us to the first item on the agenda, which is petition 22-03. A petition submitted by Evan Forsland requesting to rezone 1816 West 6th Street from I-1 Light Industrial to R1 Single Family Residential District. Is there somebody here or online to speak on this petition 22-03? I'll call it out one more time. We have petition number 22-03. Is there anybody online wishing to speak on this?
Mr. President, Jack and that family there for that petition.
Pardon me?
We're here to speak against. We're here to speak against it.
Yeah, but we may have to table this because nobody's here to present this. So hearing nobody to present this?
He's not in the room.
Not in the room, okay. Then I'd like a motion to table petition 22-03 from the hearing
moved.
tonight. We have is there a second?
Second.
And we have a second, Kathy White-Gaddich. All those in favor of tabling petition 22-03, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, petition 22-03 has been tabled. That brings us to replat number 22-03, a petition submitted by Mishawaka Property Investment 2 LLC seeking approval of the 2-lot Mishawaka Sarah Minor subdivision. Hello.
Good evening, Mike Danch, Dan Charner and Associates, 1643 Commerce Drive, South Bend, representing the petitioner. This is similar to the thing we just heard at the BZA meeting. This is the actual property to create the subdivision, to create the 2 legal lots of record. The property's on the northeast corner and actually runs from Main Street on the west all the way over to Sarah Street. What we're doing is creating 2 individual lots. Lot 1, which is the west lot, that is the lot for the Inova Federal Credit Union site. Lot 2, that's on the corner of Sarah and Mishawaka Avenue, that will be for future development for some small building with probably a parking area. The one we're interested in doing for building purposes is the Inova site. This is the one where the city, as part of us working with them in the planning department, They had requested us to dedicate an additional 10-foot of right-of-way along the north side of Mishawaka Avenue. The reason for that additional dedication was for basically the future when Mishawaka Avenue starts getting additional traffic and the funding shows up. There can be a dedicated right turn lane. So as part of our process for creating our legal lot of record, we will be dedicating that land to the city in order to have that right-of-way available to them. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but it will happen at some future date. What we are asking for is basically to take all those individual lots or parcels of ground that existed from the original subdivision and take them and just put them into two individual lots, lots 1 and 2 of this minor subdivision. Obviously, everything will be connected to water and sewer. One of the things that we will be doing that's shown on the subdivision plat is that there will also be a private drainage easement we've worked out with the city of Mishawaka. Each of these sites has to have their own drainage when they do their development, but we will be allowed to have what's called positive outflow, which allows excess water to run off of our sites and into the Sarah Street storm sewer line. And that is shown on this plat as well for that. There was one issue that had come up from engineering that they had just asked a question whether there would be a common access point between lots 1 and 2. That would not happen in this particular development. So lot 2 will stand alone. But what Mishawaka is reserving is that whoever develops on that lot 2, they will be working with the city of Mishawaka, the engineering department, to determine the best location for any driveways, on whether they would be allowed to have it onto Mishawaka Avenue or whether they'll be on Sarah Street and off the alley. And if you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thank you. Questions? No questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of replat 22-03? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak against replat 22-03? Hearing none, that closes the public hearing and opens up any discussion among the commissioners or our city planner.
No comment.
Then I will take a motion on replat 22-03.
I move that we approve replat 22-03.
Second.
I'm not sure who got the second.
I think Woody
Woody.
is in first.
Woody's a little quicker. Sorry. Carrie, would you please call for a vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Murray Nguyen?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Nick Triola?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes.
Kathleen White Gaddich?
Yes.
And replat 22-03 passes unanimously. That brings us to the next item, which is a design review. Design Review 22-08, a request submitted by Mishawaka Property Investments II LLC, seeking approval of a design review waiver from the Mishawaka Design Review Ordinance 105-76 Architectural Materials at 102, 130, 112, 118, 128 East Mishawaka Avenue.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike Danch from Dan Charner Associates, 1643 Commerce Drive in South Bend, representing the petitioner. This one, they're asking for a architectural waiver. I don't usually do these. The architect had come up with a design for the Inova Federal Credit Union. What you're taking a look at, this pretty much matches the one that they did at the Costco, before you get an idea of what that one looks like. So it's basically allows them some diversity for the types of materials that they're using for the facades of the buildings. The staff took a look at these, and even though it's not specifically listed under the architectural guidelines under the C1 codes, that they think that this is appropriate for the types of building. They didn't want to have just a standard type building all the way along the entire streetscape for Mishawaka Avenue or along Main Street, so they did like some diversity, and this is in keeping with that character for the types of the materials that are done. What I gave you was a little bit larger copy, so you can see the finishes that they're actually going to be doing on the building and the facades on the west side and on the south side, as well as the east side toward the parking lot for the building location. And we would hope that you would grant us the waiver so that we can have this little bit of diversity on the types of materials that are used on that facade. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Questions from the commissioners? No questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Design Review 22-08? Hearing none, is there anybody online or in the room wishing to speak against Design Review 22-08? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing and open it up for any questions from our commissioners or our city planner.
No comment.
No comment, no additional information, and I'll take a motion on Design Review 22-08.
I motion to approve Design Review 22-08.
Second.
Terry Myers, please call for a vote.
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Murray Wynn?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Nick Triola?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes,
Kathleen Whitegadich?
Yes.
and Design Review 22-08 passes unanimously. Thank you. That brings us to Design Review 22-09, the next item on the agenda. Request submitted by SCM 10X Mishawaka 1 LLC seeking approval of a design review waiver from Mishawaka Design Review Ordinance, Section 105-76, architectural materials at 5126 North Main Street. Is there somebody in the chamber room or online wishing to speak on Design Review 22-09?
I expected him to be online.
Online, Design Review 22-09. Unmute your phone if you're online. I'll call it one more time. We have Design Review number 22-09. We are expecting somebody online to present this design review. If you are online, unmute your phone and let us know. Give it a few seconds. Design Review 22-09. Okay. I will look for a motion to table Design Review 22-09.
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Carrie, please call for the, or all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Design Review 22-09 is tabled. So that brings us to any old business. Mr.
None.
Spear? None. Any new business?
None.
Any privilege of the floor on any topics that are not on the agenda items for tonight? Hearing none, that adjourns the meeting. Thank you all.